Hi, I am probably Brian. I've been working out for about 2 years now and have made some gains in the process. However, the journey to making gains is never a straight line. Unless, of course, you watch every single YouTube video ever uploaded about which mistakes to avoid when beginning lifting. And that's why today I'm going to be uploading the top 5 mistakes that I made when I started working out. Honestly, if I simply just didn't make these mistakes, I would look identical to Chris Bumstead right now. So enough wasting time, let's get into mistake number 1. Now personally, mistake number 1 is my most regretted mistake. And honestly, it's kind of hard to get across through words, so I'm just gonna show you right now. And try your best to see if you can spot the mistake that I'm making. Alright, so if the problem isn't already obvious enough, I'll just point it out to you now. The issue is not that I'm wearing jeans during a workout, but rather, if you look closely at the footage here, you'll see that I'm working out. And as a beginner, that's a big no-no. See, if instead of working out as a beginner, I had simply just spent the next 6 months watching YouTube tutorials on how to work out and how to stay motivated while working out, I would have very quickly learned that the bench press is a terrible exercise that you should never do because Bradley Martin doesn't do it. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I've been working out for 2 years. However, if I had spent the first 6 or so months just watching YouTube videos on working out, I would have discovered that I could have simply gotten shredded in only 2 weeks. Furthermore, I probably would have found out a lot sooner that push-ups are actually one of the worst exercises that you can do, and if you do them, you'll probably die instantly. Alternating clockwise elliptical tricep pushdowns are far more effective at engaging the chest than regular push-ups. So lesson learned, if you're thinking about working out, do not work out. Heaven forbid you encounter a learning obstacle while trying something new. Alright. Coming in at mistake number 2, we have talking to other people in the gym. Now, as a new lifter, when you enter a gym setting, you're basically walking into a lion's den. Everybody there is out to judge you and stare at your form while you're working out. Now, as a new lifter, you might be tempted to believe that you can just walk up to somebody and maybe ask for advice. However, this is a terrible idea because everybody in the gym has likely been lifting a lot longer than you and knows a lot more about lifting than you. As a beginner lifter, you don't really have the right to go up to someone that's been lifting longer than you and ask for advice. And in fact, your interaction with people in the gym is more than likely to go a little something like this.
Hey man, so I was just doing a bench press over there. And I was just wondering if you could maybe spot me or tell me if I was doing the form right or
Alright, so on to mistake number 3. This is likely the most avoidable mistake on this list, and that is putting too much thought into deciding between calisthenics and weightlifting. On one hand, calisthenics is very cheap, you don't need any equipment, and you can work out from the comfort of your own home. With weightlifting, you have to buy a gym membership, and you have to leave your house in the morning to go and work out. However, when it comes to calisthenics, if I'm in a fight with you and you start doing this, I'm simply going to pick you up and deadlift you for 4 sets of 5, and there's not really any recovering from that. Alright everybody, so for mistake number 4, I'm bringing you to the kitchen. And I'm bringing you to the kitchen because of this guy right here. Now this right here is called a coffee machine, and if you've never heard of it, well, you might as well not even start working out. So obviously, mistake number 4 is not having a caffeine addiction. Personally, when I started working out, I did not have a caffeine addiction, and it was very detrimental to my progress because, well, I had a stable heart rate, I was able to breathe normally during my sets of squats, and furthermore, I didn't have severe anxiety, which would have helped me with my range of motion on my sets. Honestly, mistake number 4 is kind of a rookie mistake. Anyway, let's move on to mistake number 5. Now honestly, this is probably the most important mistake of them all, so I saved best for last, and that is not fundamentally changing every aspect of your life when you start working out. On the day that I started working out after having a 2 a.m. realization of where my life was going, I should have also started meditating, eating properly, learning 10 different languages at the same time, running at least 5 to 10 miles a day in under an hour, going to bed at 5 a.m. and waking up at 6 a.m., then meditating again, started a charity to feed the homeless, and then transcend beyond the human existence. However, what I did instead was I incrementally added new habits as I got more into working out. So I began working out, and then maybe a month later I realized that I needed to change my diet up a little bit, and maybe I stopped eating chips, and then I kind of drank more water. But truthfully, that way is slow and honestly unrealistic. The former option that I spoke on earlier is 10 times more effective and much simpler to do. Honestly, if you start working out and the only thing you do is start working out, you're doing it wrong. You have to change everything else in your life along with it on the same day. Alright everybody, if you found today's video helpful, remember to give it a like and subscribe, and remember, if you made any of these mistakes, fitness is clearly not for you, and you should give up immediately. And make sure to stay tuned for next week's video, where I go outside and protest the government for existing.